Honestly though, promises broke. Probably what made me savage. Probably what gave me the magic. I'm counting carrots.
All right, Ironside, we're doing a member spotlight on one of our longtime members and friends, Erica Finnick. Erica has been a member here at Ironside for over 5 years, and she recently participated in our Fall Nutrition Challenge. She has seen some really amazing results. Over the last year, she's lost over 20 pounds. And we sat down with her, had a short conversation, and she shared some great tips and advice for those of you guys who are considering doing the Nutrition Challenge coming up here in January. The Fall Challenge has started in September. Did you have any specific goals as far as weight loss for the last challenge that you did?
My number one goal for the weight loss challenge was just to see some sort of results. I was hoping to lose about 10 pounds during that time.
Awesome. And what would you say was your main source of motivation for doing the nutrition challenge this fall?
I think mostly it's the body weight exercises. I usually struggle a little bit more with those, so I was hoping to get down a few pounds so I could improve my pull-ups and push-ups and
awesome.
things like that.
And so how do you feel like since you've lost weight, has that helped with the gymnastics movements?
Yes, very much.
Awesome. That's great. And you saw some amazing results. The challenge started again on September 7th. And how long did you end up cutting weight for?
It was about 2 months.
2 months, okay.
Mm-hmm.
And how much weight did you lose during that period?
During that period, it was 15 pounds.
Okay. And how much total?
Since May of this year, I lost 20 pounds.
20 pounds, that's awesome. So if you don't mind, do you remember what your macro and calorie goals were set to during the challenge?
So for the first month of the challenge, I was set at 1,500 calories, and I was doing 40% carbs, 35 and 35% for protein and fats.
Awesome. And how was that as far as, was that pretty manageable hitting those goals and still being satisfied, or were you hungry?
It was. With the intermittent fasting, I was just hungry in the mornings, and then I would have 2 big meals, and then I felt good for the rest of the day.
Okay, awesome. And so you mentioned intermittent fasting. You did that along with following the calorie and macro diet plan.
Yes.
How did that help you reach your goals, and what kind of tips would you give for somebody who's first starting out with intermittent fasting, and how did it help you?
So I've been doing intermittent fasting for about 6 months or so, and I think it did really help just cutting out the extra calories in the morning. And like I said, just being hungry in the morning and then having my big meals in the afternoon felt good. Yeah, the first month that I was doing the fasting, it was hard in the beginning to not eat until noon. But once I got into it, it's been very easy now.
Awesome. One of the things that I also like about intermittent fasting is that, so with intermittent fasting, you're going to eat all your calories within a certain window, usually 6 to 8 hours. And so you're hungry maybe at the beginning of the day, but then towards the end of the day, you get to eat the rest of your calories. So you usually go to bed feeling pretty full instead of hungry, which is one of the problems that a lot of people have, is just if you're eating little tiny meals throughout the day, you tend to be hungry throughout the day,
right,
and it's really hard to stay consistent when you're constantly hungry on whatever diet you're planning on. So, all right, and then last question, any advice for someone who might be interested in doing the nutrition challenge coming up in January?
For me, I know that I cut for about 2 months. There was a period after the initial beginning of the challenge, maybe 3 weeks in, where I was kind of stuck it felt like 2 weeks where I didn't lose any weight. And I think just consistency is key. Just trust that you're doing what you need to do, and then the weight will start to come off.
Yeah, that's great advice too, because I feel like sometimes especially that first week, it's really exciting.
Yeah.
Because everybody loses a ton of weight, but then a lot of times you'll hit a wall, and then that's when people give up. And if you don't push through that wall, you aren't going to see the results later on down the road.
Yes, definitely.
So, that's awesome. Great advice. Well, thanks for joining us. Appreciate your time. So, all right.
Thank you.